Pentecostal people. Our school is for everybody. Kaya medyo iset aside muna po natin ang ating bit-bit na religion if there is any.
Yes.
Let us concentrate and listen to the man of God. Pinadala po siya sa atin dito considering he is very busy conducting crusade all throughout the world, all throughout the Philippines. He is an international evangelist. Siya po ay busy tao. At sa aking invitation, without much ado, without batting an eyelash, hindi niya ipinagkait na tayo ay makasama. And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome the man of God, Evangelist Joseph Dumond.
Welcome. Sit down, please. Mr. President, I am deeply honored that you would invite me here to speak to such a distinguished group of people that have graduated from your college or university. I am humbled to be here. I'm humbled to be in the Philippines. Bishops, it is my honor to speak in front of you today. I'm deeply moved to be here. Distinguished guests, parents, proud parents, but mostly the graduates. I've been called a prophet. The last time I was here in the Philippines 2 years ago, I said a number of things and they started to happen. I prefer to be called a servant of God. Just a servant, the same as all of you are. Teaching His truths wherever you go in this world. A few years ago, I was looking for where do we flee? Where are we supposed to go? And in doing that, I ended up discovering not where we're supposed to go, because I assumed that was Jerusalem. We're to flee to Jerusalem in the last days. Now what I've done is, I've done the Sabbatical Jubilee Year Chronicles, which means I've counted every Jubilee cycle since the creation of Adam down to our time. And we are in the final one now, the final Jubilee cycle. And that's what I teach. So I teach about the Sabbatical and Jubilee years. Can you, everyone say Jubilee? Jubilee? Everyone say Jubilee.
Jubilee.
Everyone say Jubilee. Jubilee. Did you not teach them how to talk? Can everyone say Jubilee? Jubilee. That's better. Who said Jollibee? No? See, in Canada, we're very upfront. We're not afraid to speak. And I've dressed in the barong here to give honor to you, the Filipino people. I am not a Filipino, as you can tell. Right? Are you Canadian? You spoke up pretty quick there. Because I keep hearing many of you calling your husbands Canadian. Magluto Canadian? Maklaba Canadian? So many of the men are Canadian, but the women are not. Thank you. What I started to look for was where we're supposed to flee. And what I ended up finding was not what I expected. It was the last thing I expected, and I only just found it about 3 months ago. So when I argue something, I argue it as if I'm in a court of law. So when you, as graduates, go out before your people, your parish, you have to present the Bible as if you're in a court of law, and the people in the audience are the jurors. God is our judge. You're the prosecuting attorney, and that's what I'll be today, but you, the audience, are going to be the jury. So I'm going to present a case. You tell me what I'm saying. I'm not going to tell you anything except I'm going to let you read the scripture. So I hope some of you brought your Bibles. And just so you know, that's my sermon today. That should take me about 4 hours to present. Right? So it should be fairly brief. Now, I read in the program that you have a vision. And I thought I heard, but I'm not sure because I don't understand Tagalog very well. But without vision, the people perish. Was that announced this morning? Without vision, the people perish. You as the leaders of this society, you the leaders of this Filipino nation, what is your vision? What is it? Nobody have a vision here? Nobody know? I'm not talking about an individual vision. I want to be rich, I want to be famous, I want to be known around the world. What is the vision of the Philippines? Do you know that God presented you a vision 2,700 years ago for you? Now, what I do in my teaching is I show you who we are as Canadians, who we are. We are not who you think we are. What I show you is I take you back to the captivity of Israel, and I show you how within 50 years of that captivity, the name of Israel has changed to another name. So the name of Israel was Bet Omri, according to the Assyrians. Now the Assyrians were the ones that captured Israel. Israel is the northern 10 tribes, and Judah is the southern 3 tribes. They are 2 distinct peoples. The Assyrians called the house of Omri, or the house of Israel, Bet Kumri. Everyone say Bet Kumri. Bet Kumri. That is, Bet is house in Hebrew. Kumri is what they use for the name of Omri. After the captivity, and all this takes place within 50 years. After the captivity, the house of Israel, Bet Kumri, is now called Gemeri. So Kumri becomes Gemeri. And then it becomes Gimmeri, and then it becomes Gamerian, and then it becomes Kimmerian, Simmerian, and that was in 50 years of the captivity. The Israelites didn't become known as the Parthian nation, a great mighty empire that kept the Romans at bay, but after the Sumerians became known as the Celtic people. The 10 northern lost tribes were never lost until the 1800s. And today they are known as the Celtic people. The white Anglo-Saxons are the Celtic people of the 10 lost tribes. And that may bust some of your bubbles because some of you wanted to be the tribes of Israel. And some of you may, by intermarriage and descent, may be. But as a nation, you are not. And you're going to thank me that you're not in a couple minutes. Because the curses of God are on the house of Israel. Who is the most adulterous nation on earth today? The United States, Canada, United Kingdom. My people. We are the 10 lost tribes. We are the tribe of Israel. The state of Israel is the tribe of Judah, one of the 12 tribes. And we are about to be destroyed. Do you want to be destroyed? I can't hear you. No. So that means you do not really want to be one of the 12 tribes of Israel because they're about to be destroyed. Isaiah says, destruction is decreed. It's decreed. So as a prophet, I get to bring the bad news. The thunder, the lightning, the death, and the destruction. And everybody loves me for that. Right? And you're talking, no, I don't like that. But I have good news for the Filipinos. First of all, you're not on the list of destruction because you're Israelites. But my people are. My family, my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, my city, my province. We have a lesbian for our premier of the province of Ontario. The Vice President said here this morning, give me your children, and what did you say, sir? If I have your children from their youth, we can teach the world. Teach them the truth. So in Ontario, my premier has taken the youth and began to teach them homosexuality. In kindergarten, we have transvestites teaching our children now. And telling the children that you don't have to be a boy or a girl, you can be whatever you think you are that day. We have such confusion. My Prime Minister of Canada is running to the front of every gay pride parade there is. Why am I telling you this? Because of the time we're in. You're going to see that in a few moments. I'm going to read you some scriptures, and Mr. President, you're going to tell me, stop? He wanted me to go for 4 hours.
Praise God. Yes.
No, sir. I'm going to give you enough. I'm going to punch you real hard in the stomach, and then you're going to say, that's enough. But I am, not me, I am, Yehovah, has got a message for you today. So I am going to relay his message to you. Just 4 months ago, your president tried to cozy up to Sogi. The Sogi people in, where was that? That was down in Davao City. And he was trying to get cozy to them for political purposes. I think it was the next week, maybe 2 weeks tops, you had 2 tropical storms turn into a typhoon and wipe out 200 people, kill them in Davao City. And then I was staying just a couple of days ago, right across from that mall that burned down. Now in Canada, they only showed us a little bit of the mall. But I walked around the mall, the whole mall was destroyed. Stunning. Your president got cozy with Sogi and this happened, boom, just like that. That's a reminder from God that he's watching you right now. But in the Senate, your Senate, right now, is a bill to approve Sogi. Now this is not going to be a political talk. I'm doing this on purpose because it's in the Bible. Sogi is in the Bible. Now, your Senate is about to legislate sin into your country. You graduates are the leaders of this country, and what are you doing about it? Don't be a Filipino and be shy and just don't say nothing. I can't say nothing, I've got to be polite. Be bold. Be very bold. Speak out. You call your senator, you call your congressman, you call your mayor, and you tell them not to let this bill pass. Now, I've been assured by the senators I've been talking to that it won't pass. But until that bill is dead, I don't believe anybody. Now, this is your nation, it's not my nation. My nation's already lost. We're about to be destroyed. You're welcome to join us if you want. Pass the bill. Or is this a godly nation? What? Is it or isn't it? I don't know. I'm the tourist here. Is this a godly nation? I don't think so. I can't hear anybody. Just one guy. And he's got Jesus Christ is the only answer. You other graduates, you other pastors are going to teach this nation. Is this a godly nation? Yes. Yes, say yes. Yes. You can speak, say yes again. Yes. I react better when I hear that you're hearing me. Please, speak out. Tell your government what to do. I've got more to say about that in a bit. Now, on the other hand, 2 years ago, I spoke in front of a prayer group at the Congress. And some of the Congress people were there, and they heard my teaching. And they came up, and right after that, I went to a locals up north, and they came and they made a bill to make the holy days of Leviticus 23 the national holidays here in the Philippines. The only nation that does that is the nation of Israel. Now, Filipinos say they love Israel, but words are not enough unless you have action. So they made this law, and then it died when the elections came, and it's been revived again. It's now Bill 6312. 6312. And now that bill is before the Senate to make these national holidays. So you have a choice. You can make Sogi your national law, invite sin into your society, or you can make the holy days of God part of your constitution. which you're going to do? I think I already know because because of what I'm about to tell you. So we are about to enter the 7th millennium. In the book of Hebrews, we talk about entering that time of rest, the 7th millennial rest. This is the 7th millennium. This is the time when the Messiah comes to rule over us. How close are we? By doing the sabbatical and jubilee cycle, by understanding that, not the Jolly Bee cycles, the jubilee cycles, you can know how close we are. And we are very close. But before we enter that, a lot of bad things must happen first. And the destruction of the United States, the destruction of Canada, my country, the destruction of the United Kingdom, the destruction of Australia, the destruction of South Africa, Holland, Norway, Denmark, Sweden, Finland, the most liberal countries in the world are about to be destroyed. And if I'm right, it'll be within 2 years. Starting in 2 years' time. I pray I'm wrong. And if one of these gentlemen can prove me wrong, then I don't have to do this no more. But today, nobody proved me wrong. That's not no, man. That's my country being destroyed I'm talking about. So I'm distraught because I got this mixed message. My country's about to be destroyed. But I'm to bring you this other message. So remember, you're the jury. Let's go to Isaiah 42. And you may already know this, but you don't have it connected to the end times. Isaiah 42. Now I like to read this whole chapter because it's just such a beautiful chapter. Behold my servant whom I uphold, my elect one in whom my soul delights. I have put my spirit upon him, he will bring forth justice to the Gentiles. May I suggest he's standing in front of you? Some people are saying that. I'm not sure yet. He will not cry out nor raise his voice, nor cause his voice to be heard in the street. A bruised reed he will not break. See, your president invited me here as a prophet, and he does not know that much about me, nor did he know the message that I was bringing to the Philippines at that time. But after fasting and praying, he had this notion to bring me here.
Take pictures first.
And
Take
I
pictures
believe
of
that
the
was
ones
a
speaking in
notion
front.
from God to
Get the
you.
audience or then video.
So, I thank you all for fasting with me to select your speaker. Continuing verse 3, and a smoking flax he will not quench, he will bring forth justice for truth. He will not fail nor be discouraged, till he has established justice in the earth, and the coastland shall wait for him. See, my search for this started back in Isaiah 11. It shall come to pass in that day the Lord shall set his hand a second time. A second time. This is the second Exodus that he's talking about. To recover the remnant of his people who are left. Now there are 540 million Anglo-Saxons in those nations I listed before. A remnant is anyone's guess, but I'm suggesting it might be about 10%. That's 54 million people. 540 million reduced down to 54 million. Think about it. That's 490 some odd million people dead, of which are my country. To recover the remnant of his people who are left from Assyria, from Egypt, Pathros, Cush, Elam, Shinar, Hamath, and the islands of the sea. So I began to look up where our captives are going to be brought back from. Assyria is Germany. Assyria, ancient Assyria is modern day Germany. Now on my website, sightedmoon.com, you can go there, sightedmoon.com, sightedmoon.com. I have a video there on Assyria. And it shows you through many different ways who the Assyrians are today. They are Germany, the leading nation of the European Union, the leading nation in the United Nations. And that's going to come back to the end of this presentation. Egypt, we know where Egypt is in North Africa. Pathros, I happened to be in Pathros just last July. I didn't know it was Pathros until somebody told me where I was. I was in Burundi. And Burundi happens to be at the very ends of the Nile. And Pathros means the ends of the Nile. That's Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania. The ends of the Nile. Cush is North Africa. Cush is North Africa. Elam and Shinar. Elam is Iran or Iraq or both. Now Shinar is explained to you back in Zechariah 5. Zechariah 5 is talking about a flying scroll going through the air. This is a water bottle, so I'm saying a flying water bottle is a flying scroll. A scroll is a Torah scroll. That's how the ancient books of Hebrew were rolled up in scrolls. And he sees one flying through the air. What is it? Don't say water bottle. A flying scroll. And then he describes it as stork's wings on it. What's stork wings? When you see a bird diving into the water or diving, it brings its wings in a little plate, right? It folds them, holds them, makes it dive in. And then it says in Zechariah 5 that there are two women pushing it. And inside it is an evil woman inside a lead box. What is Zechariah describing to you? Okay, let's first look at the two women. The word woman is ish or isha. And the difference between ish and isha is a dot. Just a dot. Now ish and isha is fire and woman. So what Zechariah is actually describing, because our interpreter got it wrong, is that there are two women pushing this flying scroll. And inside that flying scroll is an evil woman or an evil fire inside of that box. So and then he says the dimensions of it are 35 cubits. What he just described to you is a Scud missile from Iran. Inside it is a nuclear fire. The two women are two fires that are pushing it through the air, two rockets. That's Zechariah 5. And these rockets, these missiles, will be built or housed in Shinar, which is one of the places we're looking at here. You see what's inside your Bible as you start to look at it, you start to investigate. Do not just read over something and say, I don't know what that is, and keep on going. Stop, look it up, search it, find it out. Because it's important to you as Filipinos. So Shinar is where the Euphrates comes into Syria. So this is northern Syria, and that happens to be the same place that Israel was struck twice to destroy nuclear facilities being built to house these rockets. Prophecy being fulfilled in front of your eyes. Hamath, I do not know where that is. Maybe one of you can search it up and find it. But the islands of the sea, I didn't know where that was. So what I do then is I do a word search and I start looking at all the islands of the sea. And when I did that, that's why it led me to Isaiah 42. And we just read, and the coastland shall wait for his law. Isaiah 42 verse 4. What the word coastland is islands. Okay? Islands. What coastlands or what islands wait for his law? Well, you're the jury now. What coastlands wait for his law? Do the Caribbean islands wait for his law? Do the Caribbean islands wait for his law? I've been there. No, they don't. Do the British islands wait for the law? No. The Greek islands, do they wait for the law? Indonesian islands? Malaysian islands? Japanese islands? What is the one country in the world that's a group of islands that waits for his law? What? You don't know? You're the jury. Okay, I'll give you some more verses. Maybe I'll help you out here. So these islands, whoever they are waiting for his law. They yearn for his law. Let's drop down to verse 10, Isaiah 42 verse 10. Sing to the Lord a new song and praise his praise from the ends of the earth. So these islands are at the ends of the earth. Where's that? If you look at a map of the world, you fold it out. Jerusalem is the center, and this Bible is written in relation to Jerusalem. So the center is here, and the ends of the earth are out here. What's out here? North America, South America, Russia, and No, China, well, China, yeah, but further south, at the other bottom end. What's the bottom end? Mongolia? No. What? Asia, go to the far corner, bottom right-hand corner of that map. Philippines. Philippines. You're the jury. Verse 10 continues. You go down to the sea and all that is in it, you coastlands, you islands, and you inhabitants of them. Let the cities and the country lift up their voice, the villages that Kedar inhabit, let the inhabitants of Selah sing, let them shout from the top of their mountains. Let them give glory to the Lord and declare His praise in the coastlands, in the islands. Of all those nations that we just talked about, all those groups of islands, which ones are singing the praises to God? Who? Is that right? Say it louder. I don't think the people at the back heard you. Now, I'm not telling you that. I'm just reading the scriptures. You guys are the jury, you're going to have to decide. So there's a group of islands someplace that sing praises to His name, that yearn for His law. Where else in the world are there graduating classes of doctors and divinity of the Bible? Where? There might be one or two here and there, but where is a whole bunch of them all the time? Right here. Let's go to Isaiah verse 60, 8 to 9. Who are these who fly like a cloud, and like doves to the roost? Surely the coastland shall wait for me, and the ships of Tarshish will come first. Who is waiting for God? What group of islands is waiting for God? Does the Caribbean, I'll go through it again, do the Caribbeans wait for God? I've been to the Caribbean islands. No, they don't. Do the British Isles wait for God? No, not at all. Do the Greek islands wait for God? No. What group of islands waits for God? Just take a look at all your jeepneys, all your trucks, all your taxis. What is written on there? On this gentleman's tie, where'd he go? The only solution is Jesus. Where do you see that in the world, the rest of the world? Nowhere else but here. Nowhere else. But now I've been to a lot of, yes, I've been to a lot of places. But I don't see what I see here anywhere else. I don't see the humble hearts. I don't see the respect for teachers, especially pastors. I don't see that anywhere except here. I don't see bishops sitting at the front of the stage for just a regular event. Now you have Attorney Jeremiah as your lawyer, which I'm very pleased to see. He happened to be one of the first people I met here when I came to the Philippines 2 years ago. And I didn't know it then, but we have a similar cause. We're going to get to that in a moment. But I was at his daughter's dedication the other day, and it's a public dedication, and we have pastors and bishops and myself praying in front of all these secular people. Where do you see that anywhere else in the world? Only here. Who is yearning for God and yearning for His law and singing praises to His name? Maybe. Maybe we're talking about the Japanese. Maybe I'm in the wrong country. I don't know. The ships of Tarshish will come first to bring your sons and daughters afar with their silver and their gold. Who's it talking to now? This part of the Bible is now talking to the lost tribes of Israel who are in captivity. Because the ships of Tarshish will bring them back. So now you have to do a little more homework to look up where the ships of Tarshish is, which is what I've done. Let's go to Isaiah 66, verse 19. I will set a sign among them, and those among them who escape I will send to the nations, to Tarshish, to Pul, and to Lud, who draw the bow. Now who's Pul and who's Lud? Who draw the bow? I don't know, but you can go and look them up. Where's Tarshish? We're going to find out. To Tubal and to Javan, and to the coastlands afar off. So, looking at the map of Jerusalem, you have a clue here. The Greek islands are very close, so they're not afar off. The British Isles are far off, but we have another clue coming up. Then they shall bring all your brethren for an offering to the Lord out of all the nations, on horses and in chariots and in litters, on mules and on camels. To my holy mountain, Jerusalem, says the Lord. As the children of Israel bring an offering in a clean vessel into the house of the Lord. Now, who's doing this? Who is doing this? Who is bringing the people of Israel back? The ships of Tarshish. Who are they? They're part of the same group of people that yearn for the Torah, yearn for the law, that sing praises to God. Who are they? Nobody know? Come on, help me out. I can't tell you. I'm just reading the scriptures. You said it a couple minutes ago. It's the Philippines. Is it? I don't know. Who are they bringing back? The captives of Israel, the remnant of Israel. And I will also take some, verse 21, I also take some of them for priests and Levites, says Jehovah. If we are talking about the island being the Filipino people, then you, as graduates today, are going to be bringing back the remnant of Israel, my relatives, and some, he says he's going to make some of you Levitical priests. Think about that. When in the history of the Bible did God ever make somebody a Levitical priest who was not of the tribe of Levi? With all the 20-year-olds, everyone under 40, between 20 and 40, please stand up. 20 to 40, please stand up in this room right now. 20 to 40, if you're between 20 and 40, stand up. 20 years old to 40. Thank you. Now, 20 years old to 40, only the men remain standing. Women, please sit down. 20 to 40. In order to be a Levitical priest, you must be between the ages of 30 and 50. I am now too old. But anyone who is 20 to 40, in 10 years' time, because that's when I believe this is going to happen, with 10 to 12 years' time, you could be a Levitical priest. Look around at these young men. What happened to Aaron's two sons when they did not obey God? They were killed. So if you do not learn the laws of God and how to be a Levitical priest, you too will be killed. But you also have this opportunity. You can sit down now, gentlemen. Thank you. You have this opportunity to serve God as a Levitical priest. Now that, to me, is stunning. But that also means you got to learn His law. And His law is not just found in the book of Revelation. His law is not just found in the New Testament. My God and your God is the God from Genesis to Revelation. And you have to learn that law. Because you have to make a grain offering, or like a grain offering. And a grain offering is made at Passover or at Pentecost. And right now we've just finished the Passover season. So you have to learn how to make a grain offering, which is done at that time. But if you do it wrong, you can go get the left. So one of the things I'm showing you is who you are as Filipino people. Now we read a little while ago about Qatar. They're from Qatar. What does the word Qatar mean? Ladies and gentlemen, this is important. I'm talking about you now. What does Qatar mean? Just look around the table at each other. Look at the people across from you. Look at their arms and their faces. Qatar means ashy colored skin. Tan or brown. Is that describing me? The big fat white guy from North America? The one who has enjoyed all the blessings of God, with all the technology that we have, that has my country that has told God we don't want him anymore? Ashy colored skin. Qatar. These are the people of the coastlands that this Bible is talking about. So we do a little more research and we start to find out that they descended from a person by the name of Jacques Khan. The reason we look up Joktan is because of Orpher and Sheba. Two of the group of people that were trying to figure out who they are, who these islands belong to. Joktan is described as a short person. Short in stature. And usually about this time I grab one of the young ladies to come up here. She turns red, not ashy, but turns red on me. And she comes up to about this height. Somewhere in here. And some of you are smiling because you walked by me and you're only up to about here. But you got a 6-inch heel, so you come up a little higher. Joktan, the brother of Peleg, the son of Eber. Who's Eber? Eber is the father of the Hebrews. Joktan, short people. It also means people of low regard. Low regard. What's the one thing the Philippines exports to the rest of the world? By the boatload. Domestic workers, nannies, nurses, maids, caretakers, people that are behind the scenes, people that you don't pay attention to, people you little regard. Like our waiters today are walking around, we're not paying attention to them. They're behind the scenes. The most humblest nation in the world, the most respectful nation for God's word, the one singing praise from everywhere I go is right, Japan. Period. Because they're also described here as the islands of the east. So that just eliminates the Greek, the British, and the Caribbean. That leaves Indonesia, Malaysia, Sri Lanka, Japan, Taiwan. Are they all Christian nations? Any of them? The only Christian nation of all these islands that we're talking about is the Philippines. Wow! You're the only one. And yet at the same time, at the end of this age, you're about to vote in Sogi, or maybe this bill to have God's law as part of your national holiday. Again, you get to choose. It's your destiny. Sin or blessings. Sin or blessings. That's in front of your Senate right now. Why is this important? Just before Israel crossed the Jordan to go into the promised land, they got involved in Baal Peor. What is Baal Peor? They started to worship the god Baal Peor. What's that? Baal is God or master. What does Peor mean? Again, do not read over something and not stop and examine what it means. Peor is the god of openings, the god of holes. Stop and think. I know you got food in your mouth. Stop and think now. The god of holes or the god of opening is the god of oral or anal sex. Oral, that's Sogi. That's LGBT. That's gay and lesbian rights. Israel got involved in it just before they crossed the Jordan. And right now, so if you open up your laws and allow gay marriage to be a part of it, then you're also saying, because that's coming next, it's coming in Canada right now, that pedophilia is okay. Because that's my choice as a human being to have sex with a child. Is that okay with you? Because the Sogi bill is just the thin edge, or what we call it in Israel, the camel's nose in the tent. When you see the camel's nose in the tent, what does that mean? That means that the rest of the camel is coming in about 2 seconds. So you don't want to see a camel's nose coming underneath the tent. Sogi is that camel's nose. Pedophilia is coming after that. Oh no, we don't want that. No, it's coming. If you voted in. But if you, as leaders of the teachers of the Bible, stand up and teach your flocks to do the same, you can stop it. But if you do nothing, you know, it comes. You have to be active. So the time of Joshua coming into the land is the same as the time now when we're about to go into the 7th millennium. We are all, the whole world is getting involved in Baal Peor worship. Sogi, the god of openings. But you, here in the Philippines, praise God. You in the Philippines yearn for His law. You in the Philippines are teaching it everywhere. It's on their sign, buses, and jeepneys. Nowhere else in the world does it have that I'm aware of. So I'm going to close out here with the last part, if that's okay with the President, with Isaiah 41. Isaiah 41. And we're going to go to verse 6. Keep silence before me, O coastlands. Now I just remembered the part I left out, so I'm not done yet. Why does he say to keep silence before God, O islands? Who are the islands that we were talking about? You. You're the only Christian nation in all of Asia. If the United States, as I said, the Anglo-Saxon people, the 10 lost tribes, and the Jews are about to be destroyed, and only a remnant is left, where do they go? That's 54 million people. Now we read in Isaiah 11:11 that they go to all those nations, and one of them is the coastlands or the islands. So some of them, I believe, will end up here. You brought in, what, 1,000, 1,500 Jews during World War II? And the state of Israel praising you for that? The numbers I'm talking about are between 5 and 10 million white, big, fat Anglo-Saxons. We eat twice as much as you. Our beds are twice as long. We're rude, and we're crude, and we don't know God like you do. But if 5 to 10 million of them show up on your doorstep when this war starts, what will the Philippines do? You are already a second world country. Are you going to be able to take care of 5 to 10 million big white Anglo-Saxons all at once? That means your economy is going to be disrupted. That means the price of housing is going to go through the roof. That means the food supplies might be interrupted. Think about how big, what I've just shared with you, how big this is. Now, we also read about the ships of Tarshish, bringing them back. That's also you. And if you're to bring them back, where do you get the ships from? When I was at the Senate the other day, they said they had 350,000 Filipino sailors right now around the world. You're also, it says, you're going to take the Torah, or the Gospel, to these nations. Now, you're already in those nations now as domestic servants. God has already set things up for you. All you have to do is open your mouths and talk. And you all got a voice. Right? Men, when you don't, you call it what? Makuto Canadian, right? Remember that? So the women know how to speak. What I'm speaking about is so big that any church group or any group of people or just even a city cannot do this. This is going to require the workings of the entire Filipino people, the government, from top to bottom, to accommodate this. And it's not just for a year, it's for about 10 years' time. Again, I pray I'm wrong. Because if I'm wrong, my family, my relatives, my cities, will be spared. Or not spared, left intact. If I'm right, they're all destroyed. Isaiah 41. Keep silent, O coastlands. That means don't complain, Philippines. And let people renew their strength. These are the ones who are taken captive that are almost dead. Let them renew their strength here. Let them come near. Then let them speak. Let us come near together for judgment. Who raised up one from the east? East is here. Who in righteousness called him to his feet? Who gave the nations before him and made him rule over kings? Who gave them as the dust to his sword, and driven stubble to his bow? Who pursued them and passed safely? Who is that? That's God. By the way, that he had not gone with his feet. Who has performed and done it, calling the generation from the beginning? From the beginning. You have been told about this since Isaiah, at least from Isaiah. I, the Lord, am the first, and with the last am I he. The coastland saw it and feared. You saw it and feared. The ends of the earth were afraid. Again, the ends of the earth is where you are. They drew near. And how do you draw near to God? We just read it in Isaiah 66, When you draw near to God, you bring an offering to God. You bring an offering, that's how you draw near. And what's the offering you're to bring? The captives that are left alive that you saved and preserved. They drew near and came. Everyone helped his neighbor. And I don't see this anywhere else except here. Everyone helps his neighbor. You come into these intersections, I just close my eyes and say, oh no, we're about to be killed again. And yet everyone's very polite and lets you alone. Not like down in the States. You get mad. Everyone helped his neighbor and said to his brother, be of good courage. That immediately takes you back to Joshua when he entered the promised land. And what did God say to him? Be of good courage. Be strong. Be courageous. Be brave. Be the Filipinos that you were called to be. Be strong. Say it. Be strong. Be brave. Be brave. Be courageous. Be courageous. Why? Because God's got you. He's holding you by the hand. He has your back. He will stop the enemy in front of you. If capital I, capital F, this is the biggest word in the language of English and the Bible. If you obey. But if you don't, welcome to Sogi, welcome to pedophilia, welcome to all this other stuff that it brings, and welcome to the curses that will come with it. You've had typhoons, you've had earthquakes. The earth shook the other day while I was speaking about thunders and lightning. You've had the curses here in the Philippines. You have been humbled by God for how many hundreds of years? Are you ready to serve Him? Amen. Are you ready as graduates to go out and serve Him by teaching your community His truths? Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. President, and distinguished staff, bishops, I came from Canada 2 years ago to bring you a warning about the curses, and I did that. I come to you this time to tell you the blessing that is in front of you, should you choose it. Because there's no other nation on earth that fits these prophecies in Isaiah except for the Philippines. Amen. And to my shame, my country is not among them. So we will need you to save us from ourselves. So I thank you for graduating. I thank you for obeying God. I thank you for fearing God. I thank you for seeking God. I thank you for singing praises to God.
Kanang challenge.
And I thank you for what you're about to do in these last days, these end times, that only you can do. This is not a job for the Japanese, not a job for the Indonesians, not a job for the Malaysians. This Bible is talking about the islands that sing praises to God. And the only one that is you, the Filipinos. So congratulations, graduates, on this fine day that you have here. You've made it, but your work is only beginning. Your vision, without a vision the people perish. Remember, your vision is to teach this to all of Asia and the Philippines, but to all of Asia. Where's the Vice President? He was telling me before going to Canada. You're not going to Canada. We're about to be destroyed. Teach it to Asia. Congratulations. Thank you.
Very much, Evangelist, and like prophet of the world.
So thank you so much, Honorable Joseph Dumond. So please clap your hands once again for Pastor Joseph Dumond. Murag kuan dito sa kaon, visit mo sa inyong pagkaon. Okay. So dito kayo iyahang kuan, ang iyahang gi-share sa tuwa. So we have this mission. Okay. So sa introduction pa lang niya kanina sa to, natay mission daw. So you are not just taking this kani siya na certain degree or masteral sa ba for a position or kuan lang sa imuhang makadungag lang sa imuhang pangalan, di ba? So para po siya sa kuan sa tuwang community. The last question ngayong kuan gibuyan, so are you ready to educate the community? Okay, so muna siya katuwa pinaka purpose why we are taking this education. Okay, so to present the